Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tables,
Lists,
and Chambers. It's the Elimination Chamber edition of Tables, Lists, and Chairs. And today, I myself, Tempest, am joined by Sullivan Bo Brown.
Hello.
And the Rev Pro British Undisputed Heavyweight Champion, Michael Oku.
That's me. Hello. Just slightly.
little claps. Yes. Little claps for the big champion.
We, of course, are all big fans of the Elimination Chamber stipulation, one of WWE's best ever original ideas. We have compiled our top 10 lists of our favorite 10 Elimination Chamber matches, and as such, they have been given a point total. If they are ranked number 10, they are given 1 point. If they're ranked number 9, 2 points and onward. And at the end, we will compile all the points and see what the top 3 Elimination Chamber matches of all time are. Let's get into it. Make sure you check out our Patreon at patreon.com/WrestleTalk, where you can see a bonus exclusive episode of TLC where we rank the worst attires of all time. That Shawn Michaels 2002 attire might just be on there, so check it out. Here's a clip. And the Shockmaster.
Oh, what?
Yeah, myself.
He's got a glittery
Stormtrooper
Stormtrooper helmet
This
on.
can't be the entire show.
Come on, man. He's got a glittery Stormtrooper helmet on and a fluffy vest.
Luke, you can't have your arguments for this being good attire just naming the attire he is wearing. He's got trousers, he's got a fluffy vest, he's got a glittery Stormtrooper helmet on. It's not an argument.
Yes, it is, because it's awesome.
3, 2, 1. Ooh. A potentially controversial choice from Michael Oku. SummerSlam 2003, Michael. The SmackDown 2021 Chamber from Sullivan. And the Women's Tag Title Chamber from 2019 from myself. Do you like seeing Goldberg get beaten and screwed out of the World Heavyweight Championship, Michael Oku?
No.
And that's why it's number 10.
That's why it's not.
You just couldn't think of a 10.
Yeah, I got to 10 and I was like, well, okay, out of the ones I've chosen, I think the 9 are better chambers. But this one, I fondly remember being the cool moment of Goldberg being Goldberg. But then I remember being sad at 4 a.m. in the morning because Triple H had once again won. And I thought, oh, the guy who never loses, he's gonna beat Triple H. He didn't. So
Even Goldberg could not stand up to the reign of terror. I don't know if we'll see that one again on our list. We will see. Who's to say? You've got some wacky opinions.
Oh yeah, I've always got mad opinions.
Like the pandemic.
Yeah.
what?
Look, this match is actually very
Conspiracies about the pandemic?
Yeah. Oh, I got some crazy ones. It was the birds. The birds made us do it.
Well, birds are a liberal myth.
Yeah,
after all.
exactly.
That's my
Exactly.
conspiracy
They've all got
theory.
cameras in their faces.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great conspiracy. That birds aren't real. Have you heard that?
Yes, there's a cocktail bar in London that it tells you information. You could scan QR codes. It just tells you that birds have cameras on them, and you get drunker and you start to believe it. It's true.
Because it's true. I've never seen a dead bird, only seen a broken one. Like a really great elimination chamber. I really like that Daniel Bryan wins. That's fantastic. And the match itself is really good. It's just a really good match. But it's always going to be 10 on this list for me because it was in the pandemic.
In bird culture, this is considered a dick move.
I really appreciate this match, and I say that. I have a few nitpicky type things, like the fact that they did not have 6 teams, so they just threw Carmella and Naomi together and said, Franken team. And their story was literally, well, we're a Franken team. Maybe we'll be the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I don't think you will be, and sure enough, they weren't. Just a real good, feel-good moment in this match of the babyface team that are the biggest stars that everyone wants to win, and it means the most to them to have it. They're the ones that are your first tag team champions in a really solid little match, too. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Well, you got to be more specific.
Right.
Yeah.
I should have put Edge dub.
Yeah. Part 1 or part 2?
Yes, I'm gonna go
We've
with
got
part 2.
No Way Out 2009, the part 2 of the Edge double feature from Michael Oku, the US title match from 2023 from Sullivan, and the Raw Chamber from 2008 for myself. This match got announced on the very first episode of Raw that I ever watched. And I have intense nostalgia of William Regal flubbing his lines because he was so excited to get this lineup out.
Excuse me. I'm so excited.
But This has always been the blueprint for me, partially because of nostalgia, but also because they did such an incredible job of setting up each of these guys, because this was for a shot at the WWE title. And Randy Orton had feuded with 4 of the 6 guys that were in this match in like the previous 3 months. Any of those 4 guys could have won right before WrestleMania. And that is just never the case anymore.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a worst Elimination Chambers version of this, and there are examples on that where it's like, how could you possibly believe that Dolph Ziggler's gonna win the WWE title the month before WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Here, anyone could have won it of those 4 guys. It ended up being Triple H, and as I look back on that now, it is kind of the least interesting option at the time. From my 11-year-old mind, this absolutely blew me away, and I was so hotly anticipating it on just the sheer minute probability that Jeff Hardy might win.
This match, I didn't expect it to be any good, but no, it was I thought, oh, well, there's good wrestlers in there, but it's actually really fun. And then I do have a little bit of a soft spot for Logan Paul being a dickhead, and I will always enjoy that. And I did quite like him interfering at the end. I was watching it, that was the Sami Zayn pay-per-view as well, so it's like, that's all I was really excited about for that pay-per-view, and I was like, oh no, this US title chamber match, actually pretty damn good.
This one, there's no other Elimination Chamber where someone is in one earlier in the night. They're eliminated first before anyone else comes in, and they're like, wow, I might as well attack Kofi Kingston. And then everybody's like, yeah, that's how you get in. You're now in the chamber, and then he becomes the one heavyweight champion, does Edge. So that being a core memory when I was young of Edge just being able to get away with stuff was why this one is a memorable one for me as well. So a lovely quick moment of Cena getting eliminated very quickly, but he has
so fast.
So fast.
He's in there for like 90 seconds tops.
And then it's just like finisher, boom, elimination. And I believe if anybody who is a wrestling fan uses the internet quite a bit, there is a GIF of Edge looking like side to side, right. And someone has also then cropped it where it's his nose isn't there, so it's just his eyes and lips. And it looks even funnier. So for that,
for the gifts that
for the memes,
clearly it's a memorable Elimination Chamber, and it makes number 9 for me.
The gifts that keep on gifting.
3, 2, 1. Ooh, the 2005 New Year's Revolution match from Michael Oku. The women's tag, of course, from Sullivan. And Sean busts in to break up the World Heavyweight Championship match from 2010 for myself.
Arguably, this could have gone higher because it is a hell of a match itself. However, the thing that I just never ever forget again what comes after it, but during the match, is the moment where, Triple H could have broken up the pin, but Batista was getting eliminated, and he's like, I'm gonna and this little spotlight, and it's like, you looking out for yourself? Triple H's like, no, I'm not. No, evolution is a mystery. And the build, it's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
That's probably what he said. It's probably one of the best builds for a title match, a WrestleMania title match ever, the Triple H and Batista thing. So that being a key element of it at the beginning of the cracks of the breakup and the thumbs up, thumbs down, that's why it ranked really high for me.
This one, it doesn't have, I don't think like the work in the match is like especially noteworthy, but there are a lot of like really fun moments throughout, like Undertaker getting set on fire. That's this match. This match has like CM Punk's sermon at the start where he goes in, he eliminates R-Truth immediately, and then he cuts his sermon, which is just like the one he did in the Royal Rumble, but people forget about this one. Cuts a promo saying, Undertaker, I'm gonna make you tap out again, because this is after the Breaking Point Montreal Screwjob deal. He immediately gets eliminated by Rey Mysterio, and then the rest of the match is just Rey Mysterio, John Morrison, Chris Jericho, and the Undertaker. So it's all good stuff. And then you have one of the best Elimination Chamber finishes ever, where Shawn Michaels busts through the floor, super kicks Undertaker, and allows Chris Jericho, his hated rival, to become World Heavyweight Champion.
And for this, I think I echo everything.
This looks like a 4. Hang on.
It does. It does.
I thought it was.
There you go. Now it's correct.
There we go. I echo everything you said earlier about this, but also I just want to do a special shout out to the Iconics, who I love. I love them so much. They're just like 2 Australian women on a night out, and they're just so loud. You just hear them go, "Oh no!" Just like that, the whole match.
You gotta be joking me.
It's like 2 little Australian birds being thrown around the ring by Nia Jax and Tamina. The bit
Are they real birds or are they mythical birds?
Literally, in a bit where they're trapped in their pod. I know that's been done so many times, but they're just brilliant. I want them to come back because I love those 2. They're brilliant.
3, 2, 1. We were so close. We were so close. We were so close to a match, and we're still close to a match.
Close
sort
now.
of.
Yeah.
They took a year off.
We got New Year's Revolution 2006 from Michael, New Year's Revolution 2005 from Tempest, and No Way Out 2009, the SmackDown. You gotta fix your 9. That's a 4. There was no.
I can't draw 9s.
Luther Reigns.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Everyone's favorite reigns in wrestling.
That's it.
No, it's No Way Out 2009, the SmackDown edition from Sullivan. I love this match so much. Not only because of that exact moment with Triple H and Batista, which is one of the best, like, subtle moments of storytelling that WWE has performed in a big main event world title match at WrestleMania. I can't say enough good about Batista and Triple H. When I am thinking about the Elimination Chamber, what it means and how I want wrestling to feel and all of that, I look at this match and you've just got 6 bad dudes that you do not want to be trapped in a cage with. You get into some of those later ones, I'm not going to be scared getting in a cage with The Miz.
Yeah.
I'll be scared getting in a cage with Triple H and Batista and Edge and Jericho, Randy Orton, all that. No. And Shawn Michaels, the guest referee, and that's it.
I think the quick elimination of Edge is really good, and actually the match is pretty damn good. Like it's really good in and of itself. But part 2 features higher on my list because that's even better. But I do love the quick elimination. Even watching it back, I knew it happened, but I was like, oh yes, of course. Oh, this is so shocking and lovely.
The use of the time is so perfectly done. I can't say enough good about it.
And there's nothing more exciting in a chamber match than when they go, that means we're guaranteed to have a new champion. It's, oh yeah, this is so exciting.
Again, we talk about the build to it or what happens beforehand. Kurt Angle's promo. Where he wants to tap out Jesus and he's not a fan of the black people, as he says.
Hey, if you want to put this on the list,
I'm not. It's just out of nowhere in the middle of the show. He just does this promo and he says, "It doesn't matter what I say to these idiots, they're still gonna cheer me." And at the moment they're like, "Yeah, we are gonna cheer you." And then they do when he goes out there, and as soon as he comes into the chamber, suplexes galore, belly to bellies, Germans, belly to belly. Onto the grates, German onto the grates of Michael. He's on fire. What it sets up is of historical significance. Cena's got to get out of this. You kind of believe he is going to, but he's bloodied, and then he does. And you're like, okay, good. Wow, he did it. But then here comes Edge to cash in for the first time, which we've never seen before. And once again, young me, 4 a.m. The show's over. It's dark, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. Edge. This isn't fair. I'm very upset. And you just go to bed in sadness to wake up for school in a few hours on a Monday. And that's why
it's so good.
It's so good.
We were so sad.
I'm so traumatized that it's number 7 for me.
You're trauma bonded to this pay-per-view.
That's pro wrestling. Pro wrestling's
all about trauma bonding.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Ooh. Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Match.
Very good. Sorry, I was so taken aback by that being where it is.
I was like, oh.
You wrote it differently.
Yeah, we confused you.
I was like, wait a minute, that is the same thing. The SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship match from 2010, and then the first one from Survivor Series 2002. from me. And this might be a little low for some people, for sure. And it has great historical significance. I appreciate so much of what they were able to do with this match, because there's no template to work from here. You know, like other original ideas, like, you know, a Royal Rumble, it's a battle royal. You can figure out a battle royal. Hell in a Cell, it's the old Memphis cage. It's just a bigger cage, you got your ringside. Easy. This, totally new, and they made it work the first time. They crowned Shawn Michaels, and that's a big moment, even if he had the worst look of his entire career while doing it. Triple H wrestles with a crushed throat. I can't take anything away from that performance. Genuinely, the top like 6, they're all completely interchangeable. This is just how I landed on this day. But if you said this is 3 spots higher, 5 spots higher, I wouldn't argue with it.
It's a really, really great match. Really, really good. And then it has that iconic super kick. And Shawn Michaels just popping up out. Had that ever happened before? Had anyone ever?
No.
I don't think anyone knew you could do that.
Yeah. And I love that it wasn't really aggressive. It was just like,
Hello.
It's like a meerkat. He just pops his
yeah. There it is. That's it. We will discuss all the highlights again. Punk, fire.
Yeah.
I was doing a sweepstakes on this chamber with some of my friends in school, and I got the number that Jericho got. And I was like, oh man, it has to be because Edge. Man, it has to be. But then it was him and Taker, and I was like, I just don't think he's gonna beat him clean. He's the Undertaker. Fire or not. Then I saw the lid, and I was like, I've won.
I've won.
But then, just a side note, the worst part about it, guess what? They didn't want to pay me. They said, what? Then you know why? They said, oh, you cheated. In an elimination chamber.
This is why you get the money for a sweepstakes before you
give
do
it
the
to
thing.
an external party.
Yeah,
You should
yeah.
have done that, but
Yeah.
we're just 16-year-olds. You should have been a spare change. So
I can't believe they didn't pay you.
didn't pay me.
That's an outrage.
That's an outrage. Here we are to this day. 15 years later, I'm still thinking about it.
The result says that Chris Jericho
Chris
won.
Jericho,
That's all that matters.
I said everything. Don't you worry. So that's why and it was a good chamber. So.
Good match.
Yeah.
He cheated. That's an outrageous reason.
I couldn't believe it.
People cheat at wrestling all the time.
3, 2, 1. Ooh. Hey, matchy. Let's go. The
Very
SmackDown
good.
/ World Heavyweight Championship match from 2011 from Sullivan and I, and the Bray Wyatt winning chamber from 2017 from Michael Oku. This match in particular, you look at the lineup and you might be a little surprised how good this match is.
I literally, my note was a surprisingly good match.
Genuinely, because it's Edge and Rey Mysterio. They
Right.
go in and they're the starting 2,
Yeah.
and they make it to the final 2.
Yeah.
And they have the best match.
Yeah.
And they managed to do so with not over Drew McIntyre, Wade Barrett as part of the core, Big Show and Kane.
Yeah.
So, you know, not the best field of competitors. You probably didn't think anybody was going to win the world title off of Edge in this match. I love this match.
It's so good. And Drew McIntyre looks like a baby.
He's a different person.
He looks like a completely different person. I don't think he's the same person. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If you look at Drew McIntyre then and now, it doesn't make any sense. Like, somebody pointed out earlier, I was talking about this. Oh, no, you talked about it. We were talking about it. We were talking about how it's like Avril Lavigne and how Avril Lavigne was clearly murdered and then replaced with some sort of clone. And I think that's what's happened here. A clone with a beard. With a fake beard, presumably.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's bloody good, this match.
We're on to you, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. So he's this is cool. This match is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's a good match, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got no conspiracies around it. But again, this one's starting with Cena and AJ a month after they had their title match at Rumble. That was just a great way to kick things off. Really cool. Again, I think people, as you said, had an idea that it'll be Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, but just when it actually happened, it was cool. It meant that Cena's 16th title reign was 1 month.
Yeah. Not even. It was 2 weeks.
Oh, sorry.
Brilliant.
Even better. Even better. But yeah, no, just a really, really fun change.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Just missed each
We
other.
just missed each other. Just missed each other.
So we've got Bray Wyatt 2017 from Sullivan. We have got the Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan
didn't
Monster 2014
Randy
Chamber
Orton won
match.
it.
And we have Edge Part 1, the SmackDown side of things that we've already spoken about. This is the opener of the pay-per-view. Like, imagine your pay-per-view opener is one of the best WWE title matches of the year.
Yeah. And then the close is great too.
And honestly, I have No Way Out 2009, I think, is one of the best WWE pay-per-views they ever did. And it is purely because of these two chamber matches.
Yeah.
This one, I don't think gets as much of the credit as the other one. And I think rightfully so. I think the other one is better. But this one is just as good. It just comes down to whether you prefer like Triple H versus Undertaker as your final two or Edge and Rey Mysterio. This match is so great, whether it's Edge's reaction and everything. We're guaranteed a new WWE champion. And then they like immediately bin off Kozlov and Big Show that it's then just Jeff Hardy, Triple H, and The Undertaker, all the ones you'd want to win, and then it goes back to Triple H again. Like, and as I look at this as an older man, I look at this and go like, why? Why was it Triple H? But at the time, I'm like, woo! Babyface is WWE champion again. Who cares?
I was annoyed that Cena was champion again. Felt like that was just sort of the wrong move, and it felt like, oh no, maybe he could hold this for ages. It coming to someone new was really exciting. I'm also glad, obviously since Bray's passed away, it's like, oh great, I'm glad that he won. I know he won it more than once, but it's like this was the first time he won it,
and he won it in a great match.
Yeah, in a really great match.
Like, you can watch Bray Wyatt's moment, and it's perfect.
Yeah, and then we would just forget about the WrestleMania match and just forget about it. I didn't like the maggots. I didn't like the maggots. I thought they didn't work. I didn't understand it. I still don't understand it.
They also put birds on this.
Just why did they have projections? It's like they just someone got a projector. Well, look at this projector. And Vince was like, I love it. I've never seen this before. But yeah, no, lovely time. What about Ryan the Monster?
So you like waking up upset, don't you?
right. So specifically, there will be a pattern emerging. Clearly, they found a formula, and it worked on me. So you're in a moment where the fans are telling you, "This is what we want. Please give us what we want. We want Daniel Bryan to be the champion. And maybe he's going to win it here in February. This is our only chance. CM Punk just left us." They go to the wire, and having the last two be Orton and Bryan, and then there's multiple kickouts, and we're like, he kicked out of an RKO. That doesn't really ever happen. He's going to win. You can see the tumultuous build in the crowd. They're like losing their minds, and Corporate Kane is just in the chamber now. he was trying to get John Cena out the ring, which I don't know why, but you don't have to think about it. He's in the ring now. He's in there now. And just one quick thrust, RKO, it's done. And the fact that you're able to make the crowd believe for that moment, it made me think, oh, what a great chamber. And it's got Bryan Danielson wrestling. And he's the best wrestler of all time. He is the best wrestler of all time. It's time to say it. He's the best wrestler of all time.
So brave.
So any chance to see him wrestle, it was great.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow.
Santino Marella from Chamber 2012. So close.
Well, we were very close.
We were close. Bray Wyatt,
yeah.
2017 for myself.
Yeah.
And the Raw Chamber from 2009. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. That's 2004
still.
still.
You're learning.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I don't mean it. I mean, my top three are like fairly interchangeable with each other.
Yeah.
I think I love the cheekiness of Edge, and they're just like, well, I guess he's in the match now. I guess he's in the match, and then they put on a fucking great match as well. To open with such a good match and then close it. Oh, chef's kiss. Beautiful.
Makes you forget that Mike Knox is in it.
Yeah. He really is in that match, and I didn't know he existed. I wasn't watching wrestling at the time, so I watched this back. I watched it back this morning, and I was like, oh, this would be interesting. Oh, Edge is in the match. Well, that's not... It looks like Braun Strowman, but it's not.
You'd love the spot where they, in a Survivor Series match, do that exact thing where they eliminate Mike Knox, and DX are like, who was that? You'll love that then.
DX, they love putting people over.
The Santino Chamber.
Yes.
Speaking of people putting people over, you're like, well, they're obviously
They're not
going to win right before WrestleMania. They're not going to become the World Heavyweight Champion. And yet, everybody believed at one point that Santino Marella was going to become the World Heavyweight Champion via Cobra.
On Bryan Danielson.
Yes, on Bryan Danielson, the greatest wrestler of all time. Of all time. We were like, it's happened. He's done it. The feeling I had, I was losing my mind. I couldn't believe it. I think I was watching with my mum as well. An incredible thing. They did build during the show, like nearly in between each match, they'd show Santino training with Eugene's music playing in the background, by the way. Yeah. But you didn't realize that it was actually building, helping get people excited. And Santino was eliminating a couple of people in the chamber with roll-ups. So there was just a few roll-ups. He was getting rid of people. Then there was a roll-up on Bryan. You're like, oh, no. Then there was a Cobra. You're like, oh, no. Then he just put him in the crossface. We came back to reality.
It's sort of a sliding doors moment, isn't it? If Santino had won that, would we be describing him as the greatest wrestler of all time?
I would be.
Potentially, yeah. I think we would have to.
Yeah, specifically, yes.
This stip needed a good match because this is the first one after the IC title chamber.
Yeah.
And they took a year off after that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They took a year off because that was so bad.
Oh my God,
and
it
the
was so
first one back, sure, it's got the new design, and I don't like the new design quite as much. But this match is so good that I can absolutely forgive that. 3, 2, 1. Kofi Mania.
Oh, yes. That's
From Sullivan, we've got the first one from Michael Oku, and we've got Edge Part 2 from me.
I thought I was swapping around on
It was
this
50-50.
So it's
if y'all were gonna
50-50
match.
because the emotion in this is just that when Kofi's just slapping his chest, it's just like, oh, you just feel it. Even though it was absolutely correct for the story that he didn't win that match, 100%, because he needed to win at Mania. In another world where that match is happening on nowhere near Mania, then I would put it at number 1 if he'd won. But that disappointment that I felt, even though I knew he wasn't going to win, I knew he wasn't going to win because he was probably going to win at Mania. If he was going to, I was like, that I couldn't, I was so upset at the time. I can't get over it.
Let the trauma flow.
Nom, 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 lovely trauma.
Yes.
I couldn't get over it, and so that's why I put it at number 2. And it is literally just down to that, even though it was definitely the right decision to not have him win this match.
What a match.
Jesus Christ.
All of them.
Oh, that bit where Kofi jumps up onto the pod, and it's just him and Bryan up on the pod. I think, me.
This. I love this match with my entire chest. You gotta understand that this is right around the time where I'm starting to figure out that this Edge guy is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he did this, and I was like, I didn't know you could do that.
And you really can't.
It helps that he was still married to Vicky Guerrero at the time.
Okay, so yeah,
Right?
there's some
there's
storyline.
yeah, they can explain that he was able to do this. But this, to me, is the best use of the chamber to further one's character that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He was winning world titles on almost every pay-per-view because of someone else.
Yeah.
And that is just, there's a real way to make that be terrible and just have them be a heel champion with no credibility. But Edge was just this smarmy little, like, you kind of heel. How dare you do that again type guy in the middle of just one of the best work chamber matches that you get. It's him, it's Mysterio again. He spears him out of midair, he loves doing that. It's Jericho and Mysterio starting and great chemistry there. They quicken elimination of John Cena. This has so many of my favorite chamber moments, and it's very high because I'm not gonna say I'm not biased. Edge is my favorite wrestler of all time, and this to me is one of the most significant nights in his career. Both of those matches are in my top 5.
It was number 1 for a while because I was like, I remember the feeling it gave me. But now I was like, is it nostalgia? Is it being the first one the reason I put it number 1? So I had to rewatch it and I was like, it's incredible. It is really incredible. The presentation of it, they really made it seem terrifying. This new thing that we didn't know. Saliva. Always. Then Saliva performing Jericho's entrance from WWF New York whilst they were not in Madison Square Garden. They did it electronically before Zoom existed. That's impressive. Before the match starts, they play the video. Then Eric Bischoff comes out with a pipe and starts just hitting the chamber and cutting a promo and hitting the chamber, being like, it's real.
Look at this bulletproof glass.
Bulletproof glass. They use this for prisoners. And I was like, okay, cool. I remember the noise of when innovative things would happen, and that's what RVD is there for, just to use his mind. And as soon as he misses a dive to then hold on to the chamber and then turn around and do a crossbody, they were like, well, we're putting that in Here Comes the Pain first of all. And number two, it's just so creative. WWE's production, the audio is always great. The sound breaks, it peaks when Shawn hits the super kick. When it's a 1, 2, 3, it is one of the loudest pops in WWE history, Shawn winning that Elimination Chamber.
So good.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, boy.
Yes, of course.
Matchy.
Of course. And I went for the first one, of
Quit
course.
living in the past.
No, they did it so well. I'll quickly talk about this. I just think to get it right on the first time is incredible.
Yeah.
And they got it so right. Although, I will say, the lie that is bulletproof glass, it is amazing it lived past the first one when it smashes like twice in the
Almost
match.
in every match.
Yeah, like these aren't bullets, these are men. We can't fire men quicker than we can fire bullets. Men aren't made of metal, they're made of flesh. None of this makes any sense. Why is it breaking when you're just throwing Rob Van Dam into... Like, they should have just dropped it after the first one, and they still talk about it being bulletproof glass. It's
Sullivan
ridiculous.
Bo Brown. These aren't bullets. These are men.
You can quote me on that. I want you in the comments to quote me on that. But yeah, it's really good.
It's a great match.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Sure, Michael's trousers are funny. Yeah, all that stuff.
I don't think I have watched a match in my adult life quite like this one, where I knew he wasn't going to win, but god damn it, I was on the edge of my seat anyway. Just be like, no, but maybe. No, but maybe. And it's just the best match. This is on my list of my favorite WWE matches ever, because I watched this match with a group of my friends. We would watch the pay-per-views, and most of the time, particularly around this time, couldn't give a fucking less about what happened. You know, we put it on, but this is a bad time for WWE. Everybody loved this guy, and as soon as he got hot, we're like, maybe. Something we haven't really talked about, they do a really good job, especially as of late in chamber matches. Same thing where they start the Rumble with like, ooh, that's a cool pair. Starting this match with Bryan Danielson and Samoa Joe as a Ring of Honor throwback.
Yeah.
Oh, be still my heart.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. The only annoying thing I've had about the match was Samoa Joe is eliminated so early.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because it's such a great start. Oh.
Also, AJ Styles in the match.
Yep.
So, Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. That's it. It's not there. Forget about Kofi for a second. Those three are in the match. What? It's incredible. Or maybe we're talking with hindsight. It wasn't guaranteed that Kofi was going to wrestle Bryan at Mania.
No, that is
Absolutely
true.
not.
Especially at that time.
That is true, yeah.
So I think that's why there was a lot of like, come on, maybe just do it here. And then when it doesn't happen, you're like, okay, well, I guess it's never going to happen. Bit of sadness, but it was cool. But the crowd are reacting big, so surely you please listen, Vince. Please.
What's the thing? It's Vince McMahon, so you don't know.
You don't
Yeah.
know. You don't know.
He could turn around and go, I don't think that guy gets anything from the crowd.
Exactly.
Because he's living in a mad world.
Yeah. In a weird way, everybody was so frustrated at the booking at that time that it allowed moments like this to happen. These moments can only happen if things were and that's what was going on. We're like, please just give us a bone. This extended last two, up and down, back and forth, kicking out of things, and I think again, Kofi kicked out of one of the knees, and we're like, well then, if he's won, then
Yeah.
he's won, and he didn't. So
Yep.
Love this match. I've been given the results of the best Elimination Chamber matches from editor Rich, who's written with just innocent bullets. not men. Normal bullets.
We're just normal bullets.
We're just innocent bullets. In third place with 21 points, it's the Bray Wyatt Elimination Chamber. In second place with 24 points, it's the first Elimination Chamber. And in first place with 29 points, it's the Kofi Mania Chamber.
I think that's correct.
No Edge in the top 3. Stabbed me deeply.
That actually, yeah,
It's a little shocking, but also I can't argue with this top 3 at all.
Yeah.
It is a phenomenal top 3. Thank you for watching TLC. If you like this show and want to see more, you can check out a bonus exclusive episode of this show over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk, where we rank every single one of our top 10 worst wrestling attires of all time. Here's a clip.
What are you talking about?
No, corporate business wear from the bottom half is not the opposite of a demon!
Yes, it is!
No, it isn't!
What do you want to say in wear then?
The opposite of a demon is an angel!